Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a minute since my last video, but today I'm doing a Wehrmacht uniform review. The field gear, the weapon, and all the tunics and stuff. So let's get going. To start off, we have the M40 tunic from WWII Militaria. I got pretty lucky with this one because I've heard the wool's pretty bad from there, but I got lucky and the wool's pretty good on mine. Yeah, here's the buttons. I also really like the buttons they have on these. It looks pretty good. Here's the shoulder tabs. But if you are getting wool, I would recommend Hessian Antique or At the Front because those have guaranteed better wool. But they're a little bit more expensive. But yeah. Next, we have the M43 trousers from WWII Militaria, sorry. These are also pretty good quality. I got lucky, I guess. I don't know. But these are pretty good quality trousers. Here's the buttons. The buttons are pretty good. Inside, size, all that stuff. Yeah, but again, I would recommend Hessian or At the Front for wool. Here I have my gaiters for my low boots. I currently do not have my low boots, which is kind of sad. I left them at my house. But here's the gaiters I have. These are just like kind of like substitutes. I got these off Amazon. They're pretty cheap made. They're iffy quality. So I ordered higher quality ones that should be delivered soon, and I'll make an update on that when they come in. But yeah, these are pretty much just substitutes. Next, we have the field gear on the belt. So first, we have the belt buckle from At the Front. All of this stuff came in like a big package from At the Front, except for the Zeltbahn and the canteen. But the belt buckle I have is the green. You might be asking why. I tried to get silver, but of course it wasn't in stock, so I just had to go with the green. But then we move on to the Kar 98K ammo pouches. These are pretty good quality, good for beginner. I would recommend getting At the Front stuff if you're just starting. Then you can move up in quality after that. But yeah, overall pretty good quality. Next we have the bread bag. I love the bread bag from At the Front. I think it looks absolutely perfect. I love it or not perfect, but pretty dang good. I think it looks pretty real. Moving on to this canteen. I got this canteen off Amazon for like 20 or 30 bucks, I think. The one on At the Front was pretty overpriced in my opinion. So I just got one off Amazon. It's surprisingly good quality. Looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. And yeah. Next we have my mess tin. This is also from At the Front. I would have it on my bread bag right now, but I don't have the strap. I might just substitute this strap in so I can put it on there just like I did for the canteen. And yeah, it's a pretty good quality. I've used it a few times, as you can see. I've used it a few times to make some hot chocolate, actually. It's pretty funny. But yeah, there you go. After that, we're moving on to the straight shovel with my frog and bayonet. This bayonet right here is actually original. Very good condition, which I'm very glad to have. I do have to clean it, though, because it looks pretty dirty. Original scabbard. It's dated 1940. I would pull it out right now, but it's kind of difficult with one hand. And then under that, we have the straight shovel and the cover. Here's the handle and all that's pretty dirty. I bent this thing up a lot because I use it. It's a great shovel. It really is. You could use it for a lot of things. At the Front does really have some pretty good stuff. After that, we have more ammo pouches. This is the same one as the other one. Pretty good quality, good for beginners and all that stuff. Yeah, I would recommend these from At the Front if you're just starting. Moving on from that, we have the Y straps. And on my Y straps is, obviously you could tell, the Zeltbahn. A lot of people have their Zeltbahn on their belt or somewhere else in their gear. Sometimes they don't even have it at all. But I personally like having it on my Y straps. These Y straps are from At the Front. You can see like a little stamp there. Looks pretty cool, 1942. There's another one right here. There should be another one. I don't know. But yeah, these are pretty dang good quality. I love this quality from At the Front. It works great, and I'm pretty happy overall. It's been pretty good to use and all that stuff. Next, we have the M40 Stahlhelm from Hessian Antique. I custom painted this myself with one of my friends. I personally really like it, but in the comments, let me know if I should change it or keep it. But moving on, inside the liner's pretty good condition. The only problem with this helmet is that the leather, it cracks under use. If you use it, you can kind of see that it starts to crack and it gets kind of like rough. And this metal right here is really like, it can bend easily. But other than that, it's a really good helmet. I'm very glad I got Hessian. I would recommend getting Hessian and doing whatever you want, but just be aware of the cracking of the leather on the chin strap. Next, we have the Kar 98K, which was a standard issue rifle for the Wehrmacht. This is the model from Dinix. I would recommend getting this if you're going to just display it or use it for a model piece. I would not try to get too rough with this thing because this bolt, this right here gets pretty loose, and I've had problems with it falling out the back of the gun. But this does go up. This doesn't move though, it just goes up and down. But it is it feels high quality on the site. But yeah, it's pretty flimsy back here, so I would recommend getting this for like a display or just like a model. Next thing we have is a Luger from Dinix also. This is completely optional if you want this in your uniform. You really don't need it. It's really not that necessary. But I thought it was pretty cool. This is a Luger from Dinix. It's pretty good quality. The only problem is the piece that pulls, when the bolt goes back, that pulls this piece up, it fell out pretty easily, and so that doesn't really function anymore. But overall, it's pretty good quality. The magazine does come out. It has a spring in it. And yeah, that's the Luger from Dinix. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I'll see you next time. Have a great rest of your day.